Want to welcome today to Route 66, both lanes, Ron Clements, who has his new book out, A Sports Fan's Guide to Route 66, and he covers all sorts of activities, sports, major league, minor leagues, college sports, and just fun things along the route incorporating sports. And I'm going to turn it over to him to let him talk a little bit about some of the things he's found most interesting on Route 66 in the area and arena of sports.
Hi, Dave. This book actually came out in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
so it's not that new, but it's still relevant. I guess the only thing that would be outdated right now is that in 2020, the LA Lakers won the NBA championship, and that tied the Boston Celtics for the most championships to 17. And the Celtics, of course, just bumped up them, now. So the Celtics are at 18.
Yeah.
So that would be the only real thing that's outdated with this now. But the Lakers actually gave me a media credential back in 2019 when I was working on the book. So I did talk to LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard for the book, and so they're quoted in here, as well as a bunch of high school coaches and athletics directors and college coaches and athletics directors. And one thing I really found interesting that I wasn't really expecting was, like, from Cuba, Missouri, all the way down through Williams, Arizona, how big rodeo is.
Oh, yeah. Rodeo is a huge part.
Yeah, and Mesa Community College in Tucumcari's got one of the community college. Got one of the best rodeo programs in the country.
Well, Will Rogers, which at one time was Will Rogers Highway, Route 66, was famous for his rodeo stunts and roping, etc. There's a natural tie to Route 66 at rodeo, and that segment of the country, there's a lot of events, I think you probably found, that couple rodeo events with Route 66 activities. And so as people do that, they'll find rodeos across Oklahoma, New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, that are going on and should be part of their travels.
I agree.
Yeah, most overlook that. So I'm glad you brought that point up, because rodeos are a big deal over most of Route 66 and even into California.
Yeah,
so
definitely, for sure. And, and rodeo is kind of a sport that not a lot of people think of, but I can't believe it took more than 90 years for someone to come up with an idea to connect sports to Route 66. When it starts in Chicago, ends in Los Angeles, where you have every major sport represented in those two cities.
Yeah.
And then St. Louis and Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And Division I universities in Normal, Illinois, here in Tulsa, University of New Mexico, UCLA. I mean, the Rose Bowl's right along Route 66 in Pasadena, so it was just shocking to me how that no one had ever done this before.
Were you surprised to find how many people that you spoke with that were suddenly aware that there should be a connection between their sport and Route 66?
There were some ADs at the college level especially who were happy that I was doing this, to kind of not just put a spotlight on their schools, but just hopefully draw the Route 66 travelers into their arenas or stadiums.
Right. Well, sports are a great attractor. Route 66 is a great attractor. They ought to be married in some way, and I'm glad you've done it in this book.
Thank you. Yeah, it's got about 300 photos in there, and it's not just Route 66. I mean, it's not just sports. I mean,
yes.
I open it up to the Oklahoma City Dodgers Stadium here, but here's the Uranus Fudge Factory in Missouri. You had to include Uranus, right?
Yeah. Well, you had to eat something good while you're at all the sporting events.
Hey, the best fudge comes from Uranus. That's what they say there.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Steve.
And appreciate it. You remember the book? Thank you for joining us today.